Yo guys, I'm going to run you through my exact morning calibration process that allows me to have a high octane start to the day each and every day. This has been an absolute game changer. I've been running this for like the last 6 months. Anyone that's followed me on Instagram will know this because they see me posting the elements I'm going to talk about on my story most mornings. And yeah, it's responsible for so much of the success that I'm currently seeing. And being out here in Bali now and being able to run my business from abroad, which is I have to remind myself sometimes that this is fucking real life. It's beautiful, very very grateful. But it's down to things like this that I'm staying disciplined with, and I'm hoping that you guys will take something from this. Maybe you copy and paste the whole thing into your routine. Maybe you just take the individual elements. Maybe you're already doing some of the things that I talk about. But you should come away with some new value that you can add into your current routine. Now, before we get into this, which is the first habit of the FP7 habit system, early wake up, I want to emphasize the importance of winning each day. Any goal, no matter how big it is, can always be broken down and chunked into like either phases or blocks, or like all the way down into days and the daily boxes that you need to tick. To decide what boxes are going to be the most efficient or the most highly leverageable, move the needle the most, you need the right systems in place. You need to know what you're doing. So my to-do list typically looks like habits top right, and then I have a mixture of business and personal tasks. So I have my business tasks. Filming this video is one of the tasks on here. My training sessions today, also one of the tasks on here, because it's absolutely crucial. It's a box that needs to be ticked, right? My business won't grow if my physique starts to look shit, because it runs off my physique and how I look and how I perform and doing the ultra marathons, right? So I treat that as a task that is crucially important. And even if you don't have a coaching brand, it's exactly the same, because it's your personal growth and personal development. So what we put on the list, very important, but then treating this like it's the most important thing we could do today is following this list religiously, is something you need to install in your mind. Because if you repeat this day in, day out, the long-term goal can't not happen. And that's why it's so important. So, don't underestimate this, guys. If you don't have a to-do list, which frightens me, absolutely frightens me. I speak to people and they're like, hey, I don't really have a to-do list. I'm like, what the fuck have you been doing? Like, how do you organize your life? How do you organize your day to day? How do you manage the things that you need to do? Right? It's an absolute non-negotiable. You need to be on top of the shit that you're doing. But yeah, the early wake up is the first thing. So this is habit number 1 of the FP7 habit system. You will see me getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You don't need to do that, guys. All you have to do is be up early enough for you to not rush into the day. Because if you enter the day in a chaotic rush state, it will be chaotic and rushed. It's quite obvious, right? It's self-explanatory. Make time in the morning to recalibrate and go through the process I'm about to finish here or go into depth on. Decide how the day is going to go before the day has actually begun. This is a power move, right? And this is what this process gives me. The next thing I'm doing then is alignment. Now, alignment is thinking about the life we're trying to create and the person we're trying to become in depth, being very, very clear on that, on all levels. And I actually give my guys a alignment statement or reality design statement where we basically break it down, break the ideal life down or the dream into all these different sections, and we cover all sorts. So it's literally like, how do you look? So obviously with my guys, they're on the physique development journey. We have to look at that. You should be looking at that anyway. How do you want to look? Do you want more muscle? Do you want less body fat? How do you want to dress? What material things do you want in your life? Do you like cars? Do you like watches? What would make you happy to own, right? Where do you want to live? What do your relationships feel like? What type of money do you have in the bank? How does your voice sound? How confident Do you come across to people? What's your body language like? Just everything. Everything. Map out exactly who you want to be and the life you want to live. And then you read this every morning, and this is the key part. You have to match the feeling of future you now. This is true alignment. And this is true practice, really, of law of attraction. People think they can just read something and kind of or think about something once a week and then look at the Pinterest vision board once a week and then manifest it. You know, they're not doing fuck all else other than like, you know, they're wasting time every single day, but they look at this vision board once a week and they think, yeah, I'm manifesting that. You're doing jack shit. What you must do is match the feeling of the future you and the future version of reality that you're going to have now. The easiest way I can put this into an example, imagine you won the lottery and the national lottery rang you up and your bank rang you up and said, look, we've had confirmation, 5 million British pounds will land in your account. Here's the proof. The only thing is it's not coming for another 4 weeks. The next 4 weeks of your life, even though you don't have the money, even though you don't see the zeros and the commas in your account when you log on, you would act completely differently. When the Amazon driver turns up at the door, you'd probably crack a joke you wouldn't normally have the balls to crack. Or you'd just speak to him with a new level of confidence. You'd go into the coffee shop, you'd probably speak to a randomer. You'd have a massive smile on your face. You'd take the bins out. You'd do it like you're fucking carrying a bag of gold. This is how you would be operating. If you knew you were getting that money and you believed it because it's true, you would operate differently. And that's what you must do with the alignment, right? So you get very clear on what you're trying to achieve, and then you live in that end state. So this is my exact process. Like I say, change these times, take individual elements, shorten them, lengthen them. It doesn't matter. You've just got something to work off right now. Because I always get people asking me about this. The first thing I'm doing, 4 o'clock, electrolytes and creatine. I do 10 minutes of breath work, so I'll do box breathing, 4 seconds in, hold, out, hold, in, hold. So 4 seconds each one of those phases for 10 minutes. Or I'll just kind of do 10 minutes of just slow, steady breathing just to be present and just to center myself. And then I'll do a quick stretch, bit of mobility. I don't have a routine for this. Whatever feels tight, depending on what I've trained, I just kind of stretch it off. Then I do my alignment practice. So read the statement that I've written. I then also write 3 assumptions out. And I've literally done this morning in my journal. And the assumptions are basically affirming what I've been reading. So I am XYZ. I have XYZ. My life looks like XYZ. I'm writing it down. Then I look at my vision board. Now again, the vision board is nothing without attaching the feeling. So when I'm looking at my vision board and the type of house I want and the material things, the type of girl, the everything, how does that feel? If my life actually looked like that, you know, close your eyes and imagine that's what you're actually seeing when you wake up. How would you feel? That's the key. Then I educate, so I'm normally reading. You can do an audiobook here as well. What I wouldn't do is an educational YouTube video. I do recommend this, I just don't recommend it in the morning because I think our days normally involve a lot of screens. So if we can avoid that in the morning before the screen time is gonna be pretty fucking dense throughout the day, I think the better. It just helps you stay a little bit clearer. I think reading's better as well. In this scenario, I listen to a lot of audiobooks. But I'm reading for my personal growth and personal development here. And then I go to the gym for 6 o'clock on opening here in Bali. And I'll do my cardio as well. So I'll do my strength session and my cardio. I'm home by about 7:40, maybe give or take. I have meal 1, which is a protein smoothie. It's quick, easy to make. It's delicious as well. By 8 o'clock, I'm sat down to do work with a to-do list that is crystal clear, that's been written the night before, because I've taken the time on an evening to write out what I'm doing tomorrow so that I can just enter the day into flow state. And then I'm starting work. But the key thing here, guys, I've got so much energy when I'm starting work, but also I've done all my personal responsibilities. So for me to move forward, for me to add more value to everyone around me, not just clients, like friends, family, to be a better person and support them better, I need to educate myself, right? I need to become smarter. And then also what I need to do is look after my body for me, but also for my business. And I've done that. And then I'm starting work. You can't not win when you set your morning up in this fashion. So take what you want from my morning routine, guys, but I want to hear about it. So if you install or employ any of these things, or maybe all of it, I want to know the impact that it's had on your life. Don't tell me after a day, run it for like at least 4 days. And tell me, I know what the answer is going to be. There's probably 3 things that you're going to say, and they're all positive, very positive. Tell me exactly how this feels different to the way you used to operate.